Praise the Lord, friends. Today we are looking at the seventh commandment, and it simply states, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." In its simplest form, adultery is the act of engaging in sexual relationships outside of marriage. Now, marriage is God's own baby. It is precious to God. God Himself created the marriage institution. And according to Genesis 2, God brought the man and his wife and made them one in their own world. If one of these partners chooses to go outside the marriage boundaries to engage in sexual relations with someone else, that partner has committed adultery. Now, it's also important to note that according to God's plan, marriage is the birthplace of children. It's in marriages that families are formed, families are made, and families become the bedrock, the smallest unit of every society and every culture. And so it's important to God to preserve and protect the sanctity of marriage and family. And this is why He has the seventh commandment, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 8 warns us that whoever breaks the hedge, the serpent will bite. This is why it is very common that wherever we have adultery, there's bound to be pain, there's bound to be a breakdown, there's bound to be hurt, and there could be death. I'm talking about the death of hopes and dreams, the death of families, the death of communities and societies. And so we need to be very careful to not commit adultery. 3 areas we need to guard against to help us fulfill the seventh commandment. 1, our eyes. 2, our heart. 3, our feet. Now, as we all know, the eyes are the gateway to lust. And this is why Jesus Christ said in Matthew 5:28 that whoever looks on a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. And this is why Job also said he had made a covenant with his eyes not to gaze on a woman. And so regarding adultery, it becomes very important that we be careful the things we look upon and gaze intently at. 2, the heart. The Bible encourages us to guard our hearts with all diligence. Regarding adultery, the heart speaks to the secrecy of adultery. Oftentimes, before the very act of adultery is committed, there's a lot of secret things that have been going on in the heart. And this is why it is very important that whenever a partner in a marriage finds that they're spending more time thinking about someone else, desiring the presence of someone else, admiring someone else, they need to be careful because sin is already lurking at the door. 3, our feet. Adultery is one of those sins that you cannot commit without the engagement of your feet. You would need your feet to carry you outside your marriage boundaries to commit adultery. And this is why we're encouraged to ponder the paths of our feet. Now, the wise man Solomon encourages us in Proverbs 5 when it says to us to drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well. God, as the creator of marriage, has put His Spirit in every marriage. Now, as long as both partners allow God to reign in their marriage and God takes His place in their heart and in their marriage, committing adultery becomes almost impossible for such partners. And so you're encouraged, let God have a free reign so that you can drink water from your own cistern and running water. I'm talking about fresh, living, refreshing water from the presence of God in your own marriage wells. Until I see you again next week and beyond, the good Lord bless and keep us all.